Find complex rational expressions. These are complex fractions that have variables in it. It's kind of fun. Let's go on. As we work with complex rational expressions, that is an expression where we have a numerator and a denominator. One of them, or both of them, has to contain a fraction. Like this one. Oops. Let's figure, whatever. We're going to look at two methods. So let's move on and get to that first method. We'll call this first method method A. And when we're working with method A, what we're going to do is work on the numerator and denominator separately. All right, that looks really bad. Hopefully my numbers won't be so bad. So let's start with this numerator. We've got 1 over x, and we're subtracting 3/2. Our common denominator is going to be 2x. To get to 2x, I'm going to multiply this one by 2 over 2. And the second term, I'm going to multiply by x over x. That's going to give us then 2 over 2x. And it's subtracting 3x over 2x. So we'll get 2 minus 3x over 2x. Now let's take a look at this denominator. We have 1 over x plus 3 over 4. The common denominator is going to be 4x, so I multiply the first term by x over x. I'm sorry, not x over x, 4 over 4. Over 4, and the next one is x over x, and we're left with 4 plus 3x over 4x. So then we're going to think of this as a division sign. So this is being divided by that denominator. So now we're going to change and flip. So we'll keep this one, 2 minus 3x over 2x. And we're going to change it to a multiplication, and we'll flip this one. So we'll have 4x on the top, and 4 plus 3x. So we'll distribute this. We'll have 8x minus 12x squared and we'll distribute this one. We'll have 8x plus 6x squared. We can factor out a 2 and everything, so we'll have 4x minus 6x squared. I'm sorry, let's erase those x's. We'll have 4 minus 6x because we factor out a 2x. Can be factored out. And that's going to be over 4 plus 3x. So in method B, what we're going to do is work with the whole thing at one time, and we're going to clear the fractions. So we're going to look for the least common denominator of all of these, we have an x and a 2 and a 4. The least of that one is 4. We have an x. So the least common denominator is going to be 4x. And I'm going to multiply that on the top and the bottom of these fractions. So I'm going to have 4x times 1 over x minus 4x times 3 halves. And in the denominator, I'll have 4x times 1 over x plus 4x times 3 halves. So when I do this first term, the x's are going to cancel out, leaving me with 4. And I'm going to subtract. And on this one, the 2 cancels, leaving me with a 2. So 2x times 3 is 6x. Once again, in the denominator, we have 4x times 1 over x, and those x's will cancel, leaving me with 4. We're adding. Now in this case, the 2 goes into 4 twice. So 2x times 3 is going to be 6x. I copied something down wrong. Okay, this is a 4, that's why. That's not my answer. This right here was a 4. And the 4's cancel, leaving me with just 3x here. If I can simplify, I will, but this is the answer I'm looking for, so you're all good there. Let's try a couple more here. Here's another example. Why don't you try it, and by pausing it and then checking your work after you've got it completed. I'm going to use method B on this one, just in case you want to do it the same way I do. Ooh, notice that I found my lowest common denominator is going to be x times x plus 7, and so that's what I'm going to multiply both on the top and the bottom. Then we're going to do some simplifying, so we'll cross off what's in common and get that finished. Excellent job if you got all the way here so that you found that x minus x is 0, leaving you with just 7 in the numerator. But not quite done, because we do have a common factor in the numerator and denominator that we can factor out. So once we do that, remember it doesn't go to 0, it goes to 1. And we have 1 over x, x plus 7. Excellent work. Let's try another one. Go ahead and pause this one too if you want to try it before I do, and then check your work. Just so you know, I'm going to use method A. So I may have done a couple steps in my head. I knew that this 1 was going to become x squared, x minus 1 over x minus 2 over x minus 2. And then when I added them, well, I'm going to have 2x. I could have just put that there. And down here, I knew that this 1 was going to become x squared minus 4 over x squared minus 4. And I went and headed on this one. I actually carried it out. So I could probably do this. Take this off and this one off. Because x plus x is going to give me 2x. Let's continue. We're not quite done. We're going to now go to keep change but. Don't forget to factor, okay? Now comes the fun part. We get to cross some things off. Wow! You did excellent work. Thank you so much. We'll see you in class.